A connection error occurred. Returning to your world. That's... Uh-oh.
Oh no. I guess I'm gonna try this on my own the first time. Any tips?
Um... He is... it's really, really hard to outrange his attacks. Don't roll away most times. When he does the blood fling, roll towards him.
I gotcha.
Um...
The slash. He's got decent range on his swings.
Oh,
I had
this is awkward.
There's only one phase.
Um... I'm just gonna go ahead and say he's a demigod. What do you think?
Oh, okay.
Not to be rude, sorry, but
No, it's entirely fair. Because I think of more gods, which I don't. Did he have a second phase?
yes, he did. It's much.
Okay.
It's not like it didn't have a cutscene in between, but it was a second phase. Is anything happening as you're going through the fight?
He's going through all the stitches. He's doing all the blood moves, and I had a ring around me now.
You do, yes. I will point out if you die, there is a Stake America right outside, so it's not a hard run
I
back.
get you. You want to put your sign in there?
Sure.
All right. I get it. I get to learn these patterns.
Are you dead?
Yeah, I died.
Oh well.
I thought I would do more than I thought I did, but I think he doesn't have.
Eh.
I think he has resistance to throw some shit.
He is highly resistant to fire. Resistant to holy for some fucking reason. I don't know. I guess. Well, it makes a little bit of sense when you consider something
Well,
that
it's
you'll
only
find
because
out.
he's technically. It's like within Morgat. Wasn't Morgat resistant to
Morgott
holy?
is his twin brother. Yes.
Like they're technically both of the blood. They both have the blood of kings.
Of
Technically.
America, yeah. What I was gonna say is that he shouldn't be resistant to magic. I mean, he has some resistance because all bosses have some resistance to everything, just so they don't get rolled. But yeah. Anyways, my sign is
I want
down.
your sign to be outside the door.
It's outside the door.
Touching it now.
I will say let's give it one more attempt with me actually there, and then if we don't win, I remembered something going up the elevator that we will talk about after this attempt. Okay.
Okay.
Glory to his reign. The Lord of Blood, grant me strength to kill the Lord of Blood. Mother of Wounds desires... Mother of Truth desires a wound. So for that, you kind of roll to the side after a long delay.
Not gonna hit me in the backs.
Whoops.
Coming around me.
Fun fact. He says 3 in Latin. Ooh, nice.
Honestly, that's comboing the was probably do more work because you'll keep hitting him as I keep doing stagger damage to him.
What he should have just said 2 in Latin.
Yes, he's going to make me explode, isn't he?
And he has just said 1 in Latin.
1. Yes, I'm going to explode now. Oh no. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, okay, so he's healing from hurting me.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, that explains why I was wondering why I wasn't doing something.
So, yes. So, before you go back in, a couple of things. Yes, he does put that around you. Every ring is an immediate automatic bleed during the phase transition. You cannot avoid it. You cannot mitigate it. There is no way to avoid it. You can't roll through it. You will get hit by it. It will be an automatic
So basically, you
bleed.
need to trigger it. You need to basically like damage rush him first round. I
No,
guess?
you can't because he gains... I mean, you can, but it's really impractical with our builds. There's 2 things you can do. One, you just have to accept... And also, he's going to heal from it. You can't make him not heal from it.
All right.
There's 2 things you can do. One is that, yes...
Does he have 2 health bars?
No, he does not. He just has the one
Okay,
health
that's what I
bar.
was asking about by phase change. That's where you get a second health bar.
The health bar goes back up to 75% as part of the phase transition, though. So he almost has 2 health bars. So what I was going to say is that there is actually an item that I kind of completely forgot about until we started going up the elevator that actually is specifically meant to help you with this fight. That might be worth getting if you want it. It is not very hard to get to.
Is it Mohg Shackle?
Mohg Shackle actually does work. That's one thing. That wasn't what I was thinking of, but it does actually work in this fight. But there's one other thing. Can you check in your key items and tell me if you have a crystal tier called the Purifying Crystal Tier? It should be red, and it has like the Mohg trident symbol on it.
So I don't actually have the purifying.
Okay, so that if you want an item that will help you in the fight, that's actually worth getting. Do you want me to tell you where it is?
Yeah, sure.
If you go to Altus Plateau and you go to the Altus Highway Junction and go north along the road, there is a place called the Second Church of America that you should go to. There will be an NPC who invades you, kill them to get the Purifying Crystal Tier, and read it to figure out why I suggest you get it. I'm sorry that I didn't remember this.
Church of America on the map, so I just go there.
Yeah, so just go there. So yeah, just go to the Second Church of America on the map. It should be in Altus Plateau. Is that where you're going?
Already.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, illusionary banner.
I'm very sorry that I forgot about this.
Drop down the ledge. Now I'm being invaded. Blood roses here.
Blood roses are a sign of association with the Lord of Blood, the illustrious Lord of Blood.
Eleonora. A dragon cultist, looks like.
Yes, but also a Mohg cultist.
Her dual sword. Her outfit's cool.
Yes, it's cool. You will get it later. You will get that
I got
gear
the pole
later.
blade.
And you
I
should have
got
gotten
the
something
blade.
else.
Yeah, I got the purifying.
So I would take a look at it. It's in your key items.
Purifying. Purifies the Lord of Blood's curse and a mixed physic.
Does it describe anything else?
This unconscious purifies the curse from Mohg's terrifying rite of blood. The form slowly of the ages with the Earth Chief's bounty falls to the ground.
Yes, okay. The main thing is, so yes. That tier does kind of what you would think it does from its description.
They literally put a thing. Okay, I go back
So-
to the Dynasty midpoint.
Midpoint, yes. So the other thing is, while you're on your way here, I will tell you, so that is actually part of Yura's quest. The guy whose body is possessed by Shibiri. And we skipped it because we didn't explore enough of Altus before we got to the mountaintops, but you didn't lose any content. You lose a little bit of dialogue from Yura, but no content. So what happens is if you do all of your steps before you go to the mountaintops and you get to that church, Yura will be there dying, and he will tell you that he will start talking about Eleonora. You know, you don't need to yield to the cessblood any longer. I've cut off your finger. You can be free. And then he will die, and then Eleanor will invade you. You can kill her, and then you get Yura's sword as well as the stuff that you just got.
Okay.
So that's what you missed, and I'm sorry that we weren't able to do that. But you can.
There you go. There you go. Make my wonder physic. I was scared of the stamina increase, the magic attack.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep having the. All right, I'll just drink it. I guess in the face edition, I just drink it.
I would drink it when the stream, when he says unus.
Okay.
Unus. Because if it's not obvious, he is counting down from 3 to 0 in that. Because that's actually really fucking cool. Tres, duo, unus, nihil, nihil, nihil. Which is basically 3, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0. which has never sounded cooler. My sign is
Alright.
up by the door when you're ready.
Alright, I'm going up the door.
I'm sorry for the delay.
They're fine.
If you also
I don't think-
feel if you feel so inclined, you can equip Mohg Shackle. That does help a lot, actually.
I'll put that where my soap.
Sorry?
I'm just gonna put where I put the soap.
We can stop after this if you want to break, and we can do some
What
writing.
do I do after this, actually? I guess is
I
like
mean,
what-
after this, there's not really much. There's just the choice to make about what you want to do with the fire, and then we go to get to Farum Azula. Like we've like explored almost everything. There's a couple of NPC side quests, but those aren't going to get locked out by, doing what we're doing.
Yeah, I guess now it's just to prepare to going for the DLC.
Well, I mean, okay, we should at least do Farum Azula, and frankly, you can beat the final boss and then leave before you choose an ending. Like you don't have to choose an ending once you beat the final boss. So we can honestly beat the final
figure
boss.
that out.
But I would at least recommend we get to Farum Azula before the DLC drops, because that's something I expect we should do first.
Fair enough.
No rudeness in temple. But yeah, I'm ready when you are, and you should be significantly more well equipped. I would again save the flask for when the phase transition is gonna happen soon, which is when he says 1, and I would have Mohg Shackle ready.
I have it ready, but
Maybe wait till I'm a little closer.
I don't want to do it now.
It will stop working in phase 2. The shackle
Okay.
will not work in phase 2. Just let me know when you're about to do it.
Alright, I'll do it. I'm gonna do it now.
Yep. Whoops, that was my fault. Alright, that's Chris. Oh yeah, so the Lord of Blood obviously has the Lord of Blood's exaltation himself, which means that if any bleeding occurs in his vicinity, he will get an attack power boost, which does make this a bit of a double-edged sword. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, I think you actually got the hit in too. Nice. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Oh my god, the damage. Alright, I would drink your flask now.
Drinking.
So this will stop the damage on you. It will not stop the self-healing. You can't stop that. Oh my god.
Oh, you go stay alive. I'll... That didn't hurt as much as I thought it would.
He only grazed you. Yep.
Well, he just crushed me there.
No worry to his range.
That was a mistake on my part.
No, you didn't. Don't worry. It's still a hard fight even with these elements. You shouldn't feel bad.
I mean, at least we'll reliably get to the next phase.
Yes, no, you can reliably get to phase 2. I will say this is actually my favorite boss in the game, presentation-wise. I think, like, the music and the visuals and the context works together so fucking well. It's so good. Also, did you hear what he said when he killed you?
Yeah, he said Mikkel.
You cut out. Say that again? The last part again?
Mikkel is only, I can't remember the exact, records are blank, but it's about the Mikkel is only for him.
Yes, Mikola is mine and mine alone. Is what he said. Anyways, my sign's down, so let me know when you're ready. I can give you more Erd Leafs if you need more summon material. Hello, I'm...
No, I can make more, I have a bunch.
Sikmo Birdmenya. Hello. Hello, Sikmo Birdmenya. Sikmo Birdmenya. Thank you. But yes, my sign's ready. So, how are you?
Sorry, just... Remedy. There it is. It was stuck in a pile.
Oh, okay.
It was hidden.
Sorry. So you can use the shackle twice, and then it will stop working. It will also stop working once phase 2 begins.
Okay,
So-
so you want me? Okay, I'll just start using it to give you advantage.
If you want. Oh, we got invaded.
I even. Go for it. I'm doing it again.
I think you can't do it while he's doing that specific animation. There we go. That's good.
Go for it.
Okay, that is Unos.
Drinking.
Alright, fine. I gotta get some distance. I'm trying to get his attention. He is focused on you, though.
I had to drink right now.
That's fine.
Trying
You,
to
you
drink.
gotta you gotta get out. He's making blood flame all over the ground. You are taking a lot of damage.
I just said.
So this is a stay out of the fire.
Oh no.
Yep, you're dead.
I was trying to roll, then I got staggered, then he hit me again.
Yeah. So it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're doing great. You're doing great.
I think that was a decent attempt, actually.
It was a good attempt. You should be
I
happy.
feel like actually we kept hitting him during the thing, so he only had 50% HP, actually. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but the problem is phase 2. You have a lot less room to maneuver. He makes a lot of blood all over the floor.
It does.
A lot of fire.
Shit everywhere.
Random bullshit go, except it's actually the blood from the goddess that he worships. It's actually super fucking cool. The blood magic comes from basically carving wounds into her, and then flinging and using her accursed blood.
I missed the shackle.
I'm waiting for it when you're ready. Okay, well, I can't get to him because he's in his...
I'm sorry.
Okay, again,
I'm doing it again right now.
Okay, you don't want to dodge away from most of his attacks. You want to dodge either towards him or to his left. And that will help you avoid most things. You don't want to do what I just did. Okay,
Drinking now.
I'm casting it on him too.
Honestly, you doing that works, too. Oh my god, that blood just gets fucking everywhere.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it's an area denial fight.
Drinking.
Oh, fuck. Ooh, good. Well done. Roll.
Drinking again just to be safe.
Yes, no, you should. Oh god. He's flinging blood at you. Oh, well,
Okay, I didn't die to the twist. That actually does decent damage.
Yes, it actually did.
Fuck.
Yeah, watch out for the blood.
There's blood everywhere, though.
Oh god. Okay, that's true.
Watch out for the watch out for the raining blood.
I'm out of healing. Oh my god.
Stop rolling that way.
I'm dead. Okay, try to finish him off. Okay, I think you would be better off with Night Comet.
Drink. No,
Almost.
I got it.
Nicely
Less heavy.
done. Congrats. That
Thank
was
you so
must.
much for your help too.
No worries. That was. I mean, how close was it?
I had like 2 flasks left, and if I didn't fuck up my inputs, I would have had like 3 flasks left because he was only
It's
one
okay.
heavy away. So
I,
like,
I don't know if you're hearing what he's saying.
the ringing in my ears have finally stopped. So I don't know.
Okay. He
I'm
was like,
sorry, my ears are ringing.
it's fine. He's like, I can see it as clear as day. The coming of our dynasty. Mohg.
He really likes his own name.
Yes, he does. On that note, you should take a look at what his remembrance has to say.
I will now. Key items, I think it is.
Nope, it is a usable item. Speaking of which, did you ever read what Millennia's had to say?
Thought I did, but it's been a week.
Well,
Or it's been a few days.
Read Mohg's and then Millennia.
Prince of Mohg, Lord of Blood, hewn into the Erd Tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the Finger Reader. Okay. Wishing to raise Mikla to full godhood, Mohg wished to become his consort, taking the role of monarch. But no matter how much of his blood chamber he tried to share, he received no response. Period.
Okay. Now take a look at take another look at Millennia's remembrance.
I don't have it anymore.
Okay, I'll read it to you then.
Thank you.
Remembrance of Millennia, gods of brought hewn into the Erd Tree. Mikula and Millennia are both children of a single god. As such, they are both cursed. They are both Empyreans, but suffered afflictions from birth. One was cursed with eternal childhood, while the other harbored rot within. So, given that Millennia obviously harbors rot within, what does that make Mikula?
Fuck.
What?
Huh.
Hello? Hello?
I'm sorry. I just like, I had a blank. I blanked for. I'm sorry.
Okay, just concerned me when you got really quiet for a second. I said...
I was saying it's like, wait, what? Fuck, sorry.
Do you want me to repeat that, or do you just
Yes.
tell you... Okay, so... Mikula and Millennia are both the children of a single god. As such, they are both Empyreans, but suffered afflictions from birth. One was cursed with eternal childhood, and the other harbored rot within. So given that Millennia is very obviously the one who harbors rot within, what does that make Mikula?
Mikula was always a child, but I always thought I knew that already.
Yes, you did. You did know that already, but given the fact that Mohg...
But looking at this body here, it's like obvious that he was. It does not mean he was small.
Well, I think he maybe used to be small, given a couple of like the size of the like the statues, because I see the
Fair.
statues. When you compare the size of them and him compared to Millennia, he's very obviously smaller than her, much smaller. But what I was gonna say is, even ignoring that, which you shouldn't, because it's important. Mohg, consort, bloody bedchamber, no response. Given that Mikula was already basically in a coma because of embedding himself into the Halig tree to help it grow, do you need me to spell it out, or is it...
No, I assume he was already gone. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like he was already gone, or he died when he got severed.
Well, I don't think died. I don't think he's dead. I think that's not the point.
I mean, because Shadow of the Erd Tree, his soul, his existence, consciousness
Well,
is
okay,
in the. is in
okay,
the Land of
you're
Shadows.
missing the point.
Okay.
That's true, but you're missing the point. The point is that Mohg wanted to become his consort, but no matter how much of his bloody bedchamber he tried to share, he received no response from the young Empyrean.
You know how much life he put into the body himself. Yes, I understand.
I think you're missing the whole consort
I
part.
I don't want to say it. I get it.
Okay, then that's all I needed
I
to know.
don't want to say that he was into a person that was like mentally not a child, but was physically a child.
And also was his half brother.
I don't know if Mohg actually knew about that or cared.
I would expect him to, given that it's a widely advertised fact that Mikola is Marika's son, and
Fair.
Mohg knows that he's brothers with Morgott. So
It, it's fair. Is it weird? I really just want to see. I just want to see a weird thing. I want to see what these characters like actually talk. If they talk to each other before like the Great Everything.
that is interesting, especially in the case of Mohg and Morgott, because there's some hints that they actually got along with each other.
I
That
actually just curious what they talked about.
hey, this fucking sucks. Yeah, dude, it fucking blows. Hey,
Yeah.
do you want to start a blood cult dedicated to completely unraveling everything that has to do with this thing? No, that sounds fucking crazy. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to instead be
I'm
extremely
the last
self-hate.
king,
I'm
and I'm
gonna
gonna
yes.
uphold the kingdom. I'm gonna uphold my kingdom until it fades to dust.
Yes, that sounds well. That sounds dumb, brother. But you do you. Hey, I found this weird frenzied flame thing beneath where we committed genocide against all those nomads. We should probably do something about it, brother. I agree with you completely. Just because I am a pedophilic, incestuous, blood cult leading,
Listen, I think
sociopath.
he's got roots in his brain.
Just because I'm a incestuous, pedophilic, a blood cult leading sociopath, that does not mean that I want the entire world to be burned down by a frenzied flame. So you know what? Let's just work together and keep that sealed. Sounds good, brother.
I feel like they did before the cult started, or like he became this level of dynasty.
I mean,
Like,
maybe, but the thing is that the illusion of Mohg that's in the sewers still has all those blood cult powers and such.
I mean, yes, but I assume it's before he had like he made this building because whatever.
Maybe.
The time scale things are weird. Also, I'm looking at like also all like these bodies in the dynasty. It's like who is this dude with the beard?
Yeah, we don't know. We don't actually know.
Because it's like I know it's a repeated asset because it's literally just meant to be like it's the same thing as these column thing that they attach to each other. It's an asset they blend together.
Uh-huh.
I can actually see them. I can see the actually see the mesh points on the asset.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the mesh points on the assets because they don't line up actually properly. But it's just like what is this?
I
It's like
think
it's a
it's
person with like root for legs, but also holding a piece of rock.
well. I think part of the one of the implications is that this might be like something that was like a this might be like basically like kind of like the old palace ruins. It might be like ruins from like an eternal city or a kingdom beneath the earth that Mohg just kind of repurposed for his own palace grounds. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Because it is the same architecture that you see in the eternal cities.
It makes sense because it's just like he technically this dynasty. I feel like honestly, with the age of it being how decrepit it is, it feels like Milkwood just took over this mausoleum and just made it his base.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you actually talk to Gideon about the area, he calls it a squat, which implies, repurposing of an existing property.
I mean, it makes sense. This is probably a Nokron. I guess this is the Nokron mausoleum that he just turned into his like island,
Maybe not Nokron, but something connected to that, yeah.
or like Noxella. Just like it's one of the ancestral cities.
Noxtella is in the other area, but I'd say Nokron is more likely, but it might not even be that.
I
Speaking
mean,
of
like
Gideon,
Nokron's across. Like there used to be a bridge from here from Nokron. So
that's true. Actually, that's true. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
this might be the mausoleum where they probably spilled their dead.
Maybe. Speaking of Gideon, you should talk to him. He has stuff to say and things to
I'm
give
gonna
you
go to
now.
that. I'm doing that
Things
now.
to give you now that you've done this. I would pay special attention to his dialogue. This one is really important.
I will try. I love it now, so maybe we can call it after. We actually did a few bit decent things
Oh,
today.
for fuck's sake! It's no, not you. It's this the spot. Yeah, no, we should stop. We've got some pretty big thresholds to cross and some discussions to have, and you should be really happy with your progress, though. And this spot should.
How do we get to Farah Missoula? Unless like we should do other things first.
Uh, sorry, hold on a second. You get to
talk
Farm Azula once you make a choice about the fire.
Okay.
Past you will, the path there will open. So once we make a choice about that, the path to Farm Azula will be ours.
Draw. Law of causality. Gwydion gained true knowledge after his long exchange with the two fingers, discovering all had been broken long ago, that the trembling fingers men of age and the tree itself were no exception.
Yeah. Law of causality is, I think, has a different description.
The fundamentalist described the golden order for the powers of regression and causality. Causality is the pull between meaning, that which links all things in a chain of relation. It's a shield that blocks off things. Yes.
Yeah, it basically is. It's a buff that if you get damaged enough, it will explode, causing enormous damage to everything around you. It's basically a holy version of Karmic Retribution, which was a spell in Dark Souls 1. And a couple of versions of that have existed in...
I forget. Was Elden Stars ever good?
No, it was unfortunately never good.
Okay.
It's just, it does way too little damage for
It's
how much it requires
let's
of
see
you.
here. Frozen Lightning Spear and Fortisax Lightning Spear was pretty good, I think. Like Dragon Bolt's pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Vike's Dragon Bolt is okay.
I'm just thinking about it being like, if I switch to become a fundamentalist, because I might do that for like, I might want to do. Honestly, I want to do fundamentalist. I think for the DLC.
Yeah, there's plenty of really good, weapons and spells that do that. Yeah.
I mean, like the Sword Nine Flame is pretty good. Let's see if there's another one that's good too. Actually, I'm gonna go upgrade the Sword Nine Flame because I got it's on me.
Yeah, that's fine. But the thing I wanted you to focus on with Gideon was him, thinking about the of Nicola being in the cocoon. He said something else that might be of interest?
He said he puts it all together. The last piece of information. It's what he needed to put it all together.
Yeah, but he also said before that, then perhaps the Queen's sorrow was justified.
I thought he said that with Millennia.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
He said that when he talked about her, about Millennia.
Yeah, well, he was talking about, Nicola being absent, and now he knows where Nicola went.
Is the problem is that basically because her and Radagon became the same being, that this is what happened to their children?
I think it is actually a pretty strong implication that the fact that it's like one being that had sex with themselves in order to produce children, or however it worked, yes, did result in their children actually being flawed.
I will always fight for my interpretation of it. That is that when they were conceived, they were two separate beings, but after they were conceived, they had become the same person conceptually, so that it just kind of retconned reality.
Honestly, that's a perfectly valid interpretation, especially given that
Which
millennia
caused them to be warped in when they were being born.
That's probably reasonable. I think that's a good idea. I think you should be happy with that.
Because if we notice, it's like the whole thing of Gwyn keeping the fire going. It goes against basically the rules of the world, and it causes this cascading effect to reality for constantly.
Yes. Rules of nature. Yes, I get it.
Yes, but it's more a law of causality of how America has changed herself and Radagon to be themselves, which means everything related to them has now shifted in a horrible way.
Yes. I agree with you completely, and that's actually
and then she tried to break, and then she broke the ring to make it so that the law would stop cascading,
which actually made it cascade even worse.
It cascaded in the opposite direction, though.
How so?
Because I think all the stuff that was happening to her was only happening to her and people directly to her, and now she made it that everyone else except her was getting affected.
Yes, which is yikes, but yes.
Like I said, it cascaded in the opposite direction.
Yeah, fair enough.
So anything, it seems like she broke the ring just to stop her own self-destruction.
Maybe. Although it's weird because she is kind of embodying the Elden Ring at that point, and you can see from the intro as well as from the teaser trailer that the act of shattering the Elden Ring damaged herself too.
Yes.
So
it's the thing of I think it's also she was hoping that it would stop her children from being stuck the way they were, but I feel like she had a lot of reasons why she did it.
Yeah. Did you have anything you wanted to discuss, or did you want to wrap
I
this
mean,
up?
like, honestly, what's your honestly belief of, like, I guess the lineup of all these things?
I mean, I think that you're probably in some way correct. I also don't think we have a direct
I don't think
answer.
it's ever going to be, yeah, I don't think we're ever like a
Yes.
fulfilling
I
full thing
think
of it.
that I really do like your idea that I like your idea a lot. I don't know if it's entirely what I have, but I like your idea a lot that like America and Radagon merging into one being made something wrong that retroactively warped their children. I also do like the interpretation that their act of being one person that conceived children together, whether that was beforehand or afterwards, was so inherently quote unquote wrong that their children basically came out like the equivalent of um, recessive like inbred kind of
Yeah,
magical sort of equivalent.
because the problem is that we can't say that Radagon's children with Renala were not real, because they are real.
They know they are real, although
They're
they
very real, which means Radagon existed before that.
yes, I mean the question remains of whether that was just America in disguise, but I think that America in
I
disguise would
think it
be
was different, because Radagon very much was a different person up to a point for Renala.
yeah, and the other reason I don't necessarily buy that is I think that that does cheapen a bit the gesture of Radagon going back to America and how difficult that was for like everybody connected to it
Because I
and how
think when he left is that that's when they merged.
I think you're right. I think that him leaving to become second Elden Lord is kind of the equivalent of summoning like the phylactery back or something. Not that's a bit of an oversimplification, but like okay, part of myself that is sent out, come back.
I think it's
Although,
more. I think about this.
but wait,
I think it's more of
I
like
also think that that's
finish.
not the only way to do things.
I think it more
I
of,
think that they could have been entirely separate people before then who only merged after that.
to me, it's how I always take it is that the idea is that when they merged, it then became throughout time through it because it changed reality to where they were always the same person.
I have actually never thought of that. That's a really good idea. I
Because
like that.
that's how syncretism works. Where basically it's retconned into reality.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really cool idea. I like that a lot. I like that a lot, actually.
Because we're dealing with demigods and gods who are like partially conceptual beings. So like I mean, you study like histories and records and stuff. How stuff like honestly gets syncretized and how like.
Not syncretized as much, but I know what you're talking
But
about.
you know what I
Records
mean?
get
Like how
added.
basically like when something is believed enough, it then becomes where people then make it apply it to previous things.
Sometimes, yeah. Often.
Well, in this idea, it's the whole. It's partially. It's more of a Japanese kind of thing, considering how they syncretize a lot of things from like Hindu and Chinese mythology into their own,
I think you mean Buddhism.
and Buddhism.
I don't think there's much Hinduism.
No, there's so, like there are some connections between some Hindu deities and some Japanese deities.
Okay, fair enough.
Like some entities are connected to Indra,
Okay,
the
that's
Japanese.
true. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, continue.
So like I feel like that's a mix of what the ideas of like Miyazaki and the writing team had in their mind of like how like gods work for them, and I feel like George R. R. Martin wrote a lot of the family dramas.
I do think that he is probably responsible. I know the
It's
only
a
thing.
family drama though.
Yeah, no. The thing that I know is that Martin wrote he wrote parts of the backstory, significant parts of it, and then he also wrote a specific short story involving some of the principal characters that I would honestly really love to read. They will never release it because that would probably in their mind confirm too much as a definitive version which is kind of against their approach.
Yeah, but like I'm noticing like the vibes there, and I like it of being like America fucked up by basically combining herself with Radagon to reinforce her existence in like some kind of way.
Right.
I'm like so that she could also be Elden Lord, but also be like the Elden Ring at the same time.
Well,
Like,
yeah, it's confusing.
it's a whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's an angle I didn't consider. Is how fucky it would be to be both Elden Lord and like God, because Elden Lord is supposed to be the title of whoever is married to the
Yeah,
God,
you're the divine consort. So
the
to be
consort.
consort and also queen.
It will no consort and divinity at the same time is a little bit. I think that wouldn't really work, and that might be another layer to why things are fucked up with
Yeah,
that
because it's
sequence.
like I think that's what Because I think they merged when he basically married Marika.
No, that's fair. Although again, he only had Mikola and Millennia after that marriage, so then the question becomes, how were they conceived? Were they
That
even conceived? Were they just like generated through parthenogenesis?
the problem is like I think that we never find the answer for that.
I
Unless we
don't think
kind
we
of do. Unless we find at least how Mikola's birth was, maybe how it existed. Maybe they might go into that a bit in like the DLC.
I mean, the DLC is supposed to confirm certain things that were left uncertain, but not answer everything, which I think is probably
I'm curious.
what we were
I
expecting.
mean, they're probably gonna go into the War of the Giants more because Mesmer.
Yeah, I would expect that.
Because isn't Mesmer the Impaler because he killed so many giants?
Well, I mean, his impaling staff had a lot of giants seem to be impaled on that. If you go to Flame Peak again,
Yeah, so I assume he's like. I get Vlad the Impaler vibes where basically he is a hero to his people, but he's a villain to everyone else.
yeah, no, that's probably accurate. Um, and the kind of whole like there's a lot of language that's very personal and very intimate and almost kind of sexual and actually quite sexual about the trailer, which is like an affair from which gold and shadow arose. And if I'm thinking about Enya's dialogue about how the quote destined death was the forbidden shadow plucked from the golden order upon its creation, we learned that that's not quite accurate because destined death existed in advance of
It's an aspect of the ring.
well, it's not even just an aspect of Rin, it's an aspect of the world. Well, specific. Okay, destined. Let me finish. Destined death is specifically connected to an outer god known as destined death, and that imparts the power of death. We know this from a couple of items. One specifically, the twin bird kite shield. But the point of what I'm trying to say is that the story that the destined death was the forbidden shadow plucked from the order upon its creation is not quite accurate. But that doesn't mean that the creation of the golden order was not enmeshed with that shadow in some way. And the language of the story trailer is very like sexually charged. It's like the affair, the intimacy from which gold and shadow arose. And then it just makes me think that there's going to be something more about the connection of how like the laws of death were initially captured by America.
I honestly see the idea of like the Land of Shadow and the Land is that they are separate planes, almost.
Yeah, no, that's probably true.
Because I always thought the Lands Between might actually not be like the real plane. It's like a place between realities or something. Because it is called the Lands Between.
I mean, that's actually very reasonable. I haven't thought about that. The other thing
Because this might be more like because I think this might be the astral plane. Land Shadows might be like the umbral plane, and the actual mortal realm hasn't. We have never been there.
Yeah, no, that's true. The other part is that, like, if you think about, like, Round Table Hold seems to exist outside. Like,
It's
the
like
Round
in a
Table Hold we're
dream
in,
pocket
it's kind of
dimension.
like, yeah, it's kind of like a dream pocket dimension, kind of like the Undead Graves in Dark Souls 3. So, because we see the physical Round Table Hold in Lane Dell.
Are we in the dream with the two fingers?
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that. But because in Lane Dell there is the physical Round Table Hold, and that is
Abandoned.
abandoned. Yeah.
So who is the dreamer? I guess the question.
It might not be Dreamer as much as just who. I mean, we know that it was.
Domain?
We know it was made either by Marika or by the Fingers.
It's Gwydion. Gwydion's the one that's making this dimension.
Who the hell is Gwydion?
Gwyd...
Do you mean Godwin?
No.
Who's Gwydion? There's no Gwydion. There's no Gwydion. There's Godwin. There's Godfrey. Godric much later.
Can we get his...
Sorry?
Gideon, the all-knowing.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Sorry,
yes.
Gideon.
I don't think it is.
I'm thinking. No, even though he's the one that has the pact with the two fingers.
He's not the only one. You have a pact with the two fingers too, because you get access to Round Table Hold. Yeah. You don't even need to have a pact with them directly to get access to it. Like Nefeli Lu never met the two fingers, but she's still get that.
I'm feeling that someone's holding this pocket dimension.
I mean, I think
it's the two fingers.
So okay, I'm gonna give you a slight spoiler. it's not tied to Gideon for reasons we'll find out later. It's not tied to the fingers themselves for reasons we'll find out later. It's actually more than anything tied to the Urge Tree itself. It seems to be.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. So it's like a dream of the Erd Tree.
Either a dream of the Urge Tree or like channeled through the Urge Tree. We know
That would
also,
explain. That would explain the center arrow table. They're all made of roots. It's like all the weapons are made out of tree roots.
they have those motifs. I don't know if they're literally made out of that, but they have tree.
No, but like, as
motifs.
I'm looking at them, like, there's like stuff growing out of them, and they're like very like warped
I mean,
and like
maybe,
old
but
tree.
the other thing is like we know that America has a hand in its creation because quote the Round Table Hold was designed to put a tarnished upon the Elden Throne
Mm-hmm.
to raise a tarnish to Elden Lord. It exists for that purpose. We know that America bound Hugh here in order to make a weapon that could kill a god for Tarnished, which would presumably be necessary as part of the whole. Also, I just realized there's an axe here, not just swords. I'm none of an axe.
Yeah, there's one axe that's like very gnarled wood.
It's kind of green.
Gnarl, but
Wait, is that a Sir Gawain in the Green Knight reference? Sorry. But like we know that America had a role in it too. But we also know that the physical version of it, like that exists in the world we explore, is ruined. But then Melina also has access to this, which does kind of feed into a America connection thing. Because we know Finger Maidens can grant access to it, but also Melina is. So it's all really confusing. I'm not going to dismiss it, but I'm just trying to.
I think it's a thing of like it's kind of meant to be vague because I think like some cases it might be just that they. I also think sometimes they just they purposely make questions that have no answers.
Sometimes, yeah, that's weird.
Because I feel like they just to answer requires answering 8 other questions that are not relevant.
Yeah,
It's weird to say that, but that's kind of that's just how the circumstance is.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't be there when you killed Mohg, but I'm glad that you did.
I mean, you got to. I mean, you can't help but get to that point. So,
glory to his inevitable reign. The new dynasty is nigh. The Mother of Truth desires a woman. Oh yeah, did you read what you can get from Mohg's here? You can get his robe, and you can also get a spell and a weapon.
I'm gonna go look at it.
And then I think we'll be done.
Actually, how's Mohg's equipment look?
It looks pretty fucking cool. I don't know.
It's not showing up.
It's you need to talk to go to Enya and receive equipment from of champions.
I was looking at it. Yes.
It's there.
Oh, boon. That's cool. Great sphere.
I would read both of them.
Lord, there, the Lord Blood. Right, Mohg just doesn't have a helmet. That's what it is. Dress of a luminary, reigning lord and hierarch of a coming dynasty of Mohgwyn, perhaps of a raving lunatic. Technically both.
Yeah. His face can be seen on the left bulk if you look at it. Let me know if you if you put the if you take the let me know once you've read his weapon.
Trying to Mohg, though a conversation place. Communion with the outer god who bestows power about cursed blood. The mother of truth desires a wound.
Read the description of the unique skill.
Pierce the body of the formless mother. Stab her 3 times, creating explosions of blood with each thrust. So basically, you are stabbing into a formless entity full of blood.
Yes. And then
that is actually terrifying in a fun way.
It's pretty terrifying. And then take a look at blood, though.
So all the magic blood is basically alien blood?
Yes. Alien god blood. Let me know when you've read Blood.
He was besotted with the defilement he was born into. What does besotted mean?
Like enchanted, like in love. Adoring.
Gotcha, he was enthralled by the diamond, by his curse.
Yeah, which might be why his horns are so much fucking wilder than Morgoth's, because
It
Morgoth's
probably
are
mutated him more. Yes.
yeah. Because if you look at the cursed Albinaurics, the red Albinaurics, they actually are growing horns too.
Yeah, it's his blood. Unless the idea is that, like the curse of rot, the curse of omens is actually the taint of the mother, the formless mother.
I
Time.
don't think so, if only because there's plenty of omen and misbegotten you encounter that have no connection to it. That's my only thought. Um,
And do you think it's more like Bogwin's special brand of blood incites the mutation?
yes, Mohg brand of blood.
Yes, Bogwin brand defilement blood.
I know, I think so.
Coming to a blood bank near you.
Yes, but that is also where the Mother of Truth, Creo's wounds, comes from, that I was rambling on about earlier.
I mean, it is a cult. It is like a cultist chant. So yes.
And then if I pull out blood,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say this.
Flame.
I'm going. I want to say what I want to do.
uh
I declare to you, I will be embraced. I will high five the three fingers,
nice.
and we're gonna go to Farm Missoula so I can go say fuck you to them.
Yeah, no, I think Harry's gonna do that too. He sees an out, he's gonna take it. He might not win the girl, but he's going to try.
It's the most Harry thing ever, where it's like I did this to save you, and it's like she hates you for it anyway. It's like
Yeah,
the most
that's true. That's
Disco
true.
Elysium thing ever. It's like I did this to save you from having to like die, and it's like I might have wanted to die instead. It's like, it's like there's no winning that conversation.
Yep.
Even though I feel like it'd been nice if you actually could talk to her about it, but I feel
Yeah.
like they didn't want to bother adding that in.
That's not. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah,
Because I feel like that's a conversation you could have of her.
I think so too. But I also think that there's a lot other things we could talk about this that we wish we could have realized. We could have realized.
I mean, that is fair. We can probably end the stream here, and you can tell me, I guess, some bits you probably wish were in the game too, if you feel like you can.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm ending here just because there's nothing else to say. But thanks everybody for joining us.
Have a good time. I had fun.
Yes, I had fun too. And yeah, have a good evening, everybody. See ya.